And that is 10 goals. Wow. Already registered in his first 6 appearances. It's the joint quickest. Mickey Quinn's done it before, which is a throwback really from some time ago. Sergio Aguero, Diego Costa, Jurgen Klinsmann all did it in less time. But as we said at the top of the programme, it's the speed with which he's acclimatised to life in the Premier League that I suppose has surprised a few, Tim.
I don't think any of us sitting here, and certainly any other pundits I worked with, were questioning whether he can settle into the Premier League. Because his physicality, his pace, he has all the attributes to be top drawer. We've seen other players coming in from Holland possibly, and Spain sometimes, and they don't ever settle, you know, with great goal scoring records. You know, I know Tottenham had a cup. Soldado, for one, he was breaking all records in Spain. Janssen, he was breaking all records. He come to Tottenham as well from Holland. But when this boy's coming over, he's a phenomenon. I mean, he has got absolutely everything. And what he's got is a temperament to die for as well. He's humble, which the manager loves, and he fits into the system. Now, everyone thinks, well, he don't fit into the system how they've been playing, but he fits into the system what they've been looking for. They want him to stay up the field. They want him to occupy defenders. They want the other guys to come in them little pockets and work in tight areas. And when the ball goes into wide areas, get yourself in the width for the goal. And that's exactly right up his street. That is what he wants to do, Manish. That is his game. If you asked him what to do, he could play in the game. He's one of them players, and he wouldn't mind admitting it. I've played with a few. Alan Shearer. I've looked at Harry Kane through his career. Now, after the game, if he hasn't scored, he's devastated. Now, you put a brave face on it and say, oh, it's all about the team. They all say that. Let me tell you, they do not sleep unless they score goals, and he is one who doesn't do that.
And I was going to ask, actually, how will he be feeling despite reaching double figures, which in itself is a milestone, but not coming away with all 3 points?
I think he'll be angry. I think, especially with himself, he had 2 chances that I think on another day he may have slotted into either side of the corners, but Martinez saved both of them. So I think he'll be upset with himself on that side of things. But I think sometimes a point is better than no points. I think it's an away game, and as long as City are picking up points and winning the games that they need.
Okay, let's have a look at that opening goal then, from that man again, Erling Haaland, who's adapted to life in the Premier League as if he's been playing for years. But talk to me about the delivery from Kevin De Bruyne.
Sensational. Bernardo it was an underlapping run there, and before he looks up, I think it's a better view here. The ball's there, it's in his pathway. Now, all he's got to do, all he's got to do is he's just trying to whip that ball into the area over the back post. I think Martinez has got a poor position. I think he shouldn't get beat over his head at the near post. I think that is very... But let's give credit to Kevin's pass. It had pace, it had dip, it had everything. And that man's finish, he was just so calm. He made that look so easy, Sean, but... when you're watching that ball come over, I mean, he made it look as if like he was in a school playground still. But it's the pressure. He's there. He doesn't feel pressure, that kid. I mean, the finish is exquisite. Everyone at home will say, well, it's easy. It's a tap-in. How many of them do you see other teams and other strikers, you see them miss them all the time. It's a tight angle, just the coolness, just waiting for it and just guiding it into the back of the net.
For most players, that's a headed finish. For him, he's hanging in the air, isn't he, for a volley? I mean, that is some way to dispatch at the far post.
It's definitely a headed finish. But it's perfect. It just lands on his foot and it just cushions it. It's fantastic from him, and that's the person you would want in that position to put the ball in a box. And if you look at all possibly 10 of these goals, they were all in and around the box and in the 6-yard box, and that's why they brought him to the club.
Well done.
He wasn't smiling too much, Leon Bailey, but he will eventually, you'd like to think. And that'll be good to see, because he's had a tough time with injuries since he's been at Villa.
Yeah, stop-start in his Villa career. He's got ability. You know, he can move with the ball. He's got great pace. Obviously got an eye for a goal. Just needs to play on a regular basis and get some consistency in his performances. But it's very difficult when you keep picking up these little niggles and puts you out for 2-3 weeks, perhaps longer in his case.
Yeah. Do you think Villa were worthy of the point in the end?
I have to say, of course, City missed some chances that you would expect him to put away, but I think Villa were brave. They were at home. They stayed in the game as long as possible, and they waited for their chances and opportunities to come. And Leon Bailey's finish was fantastic. So for me, I think, at the end of the 90 minutes, they deserved that.